Hey folks, this is Luther, and we're playing Stellaris. Let's get back into it. So, taking a look around, we can see that we've got an energy deficit going on. I went ahead and stopped our alloy buying monthly. We've got a pocket of 4K already waiting for us, and we've got a fleet that's at max. So for the moment, we should be okay on that. We've got a stockpile of influence, and what we really want to be doing today is just expanding. I'd really like to get this system and maybe these two systems, and of course these two systems. Yeah, but we're going to push out as fast as we can and see what we can snag. We're only 16 years into the game, so we're doing pretty well so far. Our research is not great, but not horrible. Let's get these construction ships moving. The reason I want a stockpile of alloys is in case
We
something
conquered
comes
another
up.
world.
If I need to upgrade this fleet or if I need to replace this fleet, I'd like to be able to do so in a couple of months and not a couple of years. Something I'm kind of bad about is dredging this to the bottom of the barrel and forgetting to refill it, so I'm going to stay cognizant of that and try and avoid it.
New technology discovered.
20% from energy, always good. Capacity subsidies is an edict. This edict gives your capacity, your technicians 50% output. Those are the guys who work in energy districts. But it also makes them cost more. So they don't put out the actual 50%. It's a strange dynamic, but yeah. Let's go ahead and grab AI controlled colony ships. I think, no, that's Arctic. All right, forget that. Let's get fusion reactor for more power for our ships so we can support more weapons.
Construction online.
All right. These guys are automatically surveying, going down the line. Man, that's a lot of Arctic worlds. Okay.
System surveyed.
Yeah, we really want to keep on the
Construction
ball with
online.
just pushing
System
out
scan complete.
at the moment. That's going to be our goal. Uh, If we could, we'd claim as much space as possible, but really what I'm interested in is creating a small number of choke points that lead into our interior and a decent array, probably about 6 or 7 planets if we can get a hold of that many, all within a few jumps of our homeworld. That part's not going to work out too well. If we look at our homeworld, it's kind of buried, and it's buried in this constellation right here. To get to another world outside of this little constellation here, like this one, we're 1, 2, 3, we're 4 jumps away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jumps away. If we could get all of these and terraform them into something that we could live on, which isn't a big ask, then that would make a great primary cluster for active management manually. Anything bigger than that, you start getting to the point where at least I get lost, and it's better to pass it over to AI if you can take it. The AI is not fantastic, but it's not terrible either. All right, this planet got up to 10 pops. That means we can upgrade it from a reassembled ship shelter to a proper planetary administration. So, primary difference here is that's going to add housing and jobs and just a little bit and a couple more building slots as well, one more building slot. So that's just an incremental upgrade over what we've got at the moment, but we'll also get our science director because we are a technocracy, which means more science, which makes me smile.
Anomaly detected.
This is a primitive species here. And when we get going, we can make some decisions about that. We can invade and take their planet if we really want to. Um, Alpine world, we're savanna species, I believe. So not good. We can also set up an observation outpost and do some interesting things with that.
Construction online.
Okay. This is the problem with auto surveys. They go around and they look at stubs instead of the main line, but that's the cost of playing at fastest. You have to give somewhere or you're constantly pausing.
System surveyed.
Okay. Excavating archaeological site. Good. And he's going to go back over to this one. There was a second one in there. Then he's got this one and this one. He's going to be busy for years. Let's build another science ship or two. Let's make that two.
New technology discovered.
20% more from farmers, so that'll mean this number will go up, which means we can make this number go up where we're selling monthly. Leader lifespan plus 10 years. Leaders generally start the game at about early midlife, 35 to 45 for an average species, and then start to drop off and die around 70 to 80. So that's not going to be for a bit. We're not going to worry about it for now. Edicts fun could go well, especially as we get more of these edicts from our research,
Construction online.
which oddly should show up here but don't appear to be. That's confusing.
Anomaly detected.
Why aren't the edicts showing up? Okay, so echo stimulation doesn't have one. And neither does field modulation. Well, where did I... Oh, that's right, it's the processing buildings, not the plus 20%. Yep, that makes sense.
System scan complete.
Again, I'm really just going through this looking for what is quote-unquote best. So our four options here are two abilities to take in some research. Research doesn't get processed immediately. It gets stored, and you can see how much is stored if you just hover over here and then hover over the individual numbers, and it gets added incrementally over months. So it's not a lump sum that just happens, but it does pan out and it does work very well in the long run. 1200 harmony would be okay. In fact, we just got new traditions. Deciding what we're going to take, I'm probably just going to jump all over discovery like I initially had talked about. That will get our anomaly research speed up. It will also allow us to take an actual edict, map the stars. So map the stars plus 25% survey speed, more chance to discover anomalies, and your guys, your science ships will have better sensors. Actually, your whole empire will have better sensors. So we're going to see some of these jumps expand out as soon as I hit this button. At least I thought we would.
Detected.
Apparently we're not far enough out. There we go. Yeah.
System surveyed.
So that just gives us a further reach on what we're coming up to. Anyways, Harmony 20,000 or 2,000 to get to the next level. Honestly, I don't know. Let's just take the biggest amount of science, plus it comes with two minor artifacts. Minor artifacts are not really worth delving into, but they do something. Also, you just said do. Haha.
New technology discovered.
Fusion reactor. We could get cold fusion reactor and just start running. This will also upgrade our sensors. No. Completely wrong. And this is a great tech, FTL inhibition. So this turns all of your upgraded star bases and planets into actual borders. You can't FTL out except for the way you came in. This is how you actually claim domain without people being able to run straight to your home world. So that's an absolute necessity the moment it comes up. Generally speaking, technically I could wait until we had neighbors and enemies and everything, but it's random when it comes up and I don't want to risk it getting buried. 0G refineries with just a month or two left to go. Mining output plus 10%. It's not all that fantastic at the moment, but it does add up. We don't have any systems that are in nebulas. Well, this one might be. Yeah. We could build a nebula refinery here. Those produce minerals, 10 minerals at the cost of 2 energy per month. They are a star-based construction. I think instead of that, we're going to go with standardized corvette patterns. Our ships, our frigates and our corvettes will build faster and cheaper. So if we have to replace them, they'll get put out there quicker. And these ships are very fragile, so being prepared to replace them is pretty high on my agenda.
New technology discovered.
Edicts fund done. We can keep growing the edicts fund. Ooh, colonial bureaucracy. So this symbol means that this opens more stuff. This opens the covert operations sort of stuff that you use to interact with subterfuge to your enemies. Encryption and decryption and all of that sort of stuff are locked under here. Also your intel level, which we'll talk about when we meet people. I'm going to go ahead and take it.
Construction online.
We've been missing our first contact opportunities. Let's go ahead and get them going. What is this? 1.2K. Oh my. Okay. Well, that's not good. Let's get you back in position to keep expanding our borders. Let's get you assigned a leader. Anomaly discovery chance, fantastic. Research speed plus 10% from a genius. We're definitely going to hire him. I don't know that we'll end up using him in that particular role. But we might as well. Let him gain some experience and then we'll put him in the research queue. You actually gain a fair amount of experience pretty quickly. The survey ships do, especially doing anomalies. A little bit faster than research, it seems. And by a little bit, I can mean pretty significant over time.
Surveyed.
That was a very quick archaeology run. Self-aware colony ships. Interesting. Let's find out what that is. Colony development speed plus 50%. Okay. Again, that will be helpful.
Detected.
Oof, 450 days. That'll be very helpful when we
detected.
actually have more planets
Detected.
that we could theoretically inhabit. For the moment, we're boxed.
New technology discovered.
All right, our first robot has been produced. When you produce your first robot, if you already have robo-modding, which gives you 2 modification points for robots, this button will pop up and let you know that it's time to modify your robots. So throughout the game, you can modify all of your population. You'll get genetic editing for your biologicals, and you'll get robot modding for your robots. Let's go ahead and create a template. So we're going to take our base robot, and at the moment, all they have is habitability plus 200%. They can live anywhere, and they're immortal. Well, that's great, but they can't be rulers yet, and honestly, what we're looking for out of them is workers. We want this number to go up, and we want it to go up fast. In the interest of that, we're going to be taking mass-produced, mechanical pop assembly speed plus 15%, very nice. And we're going to be taking recycled pop assembly cost minus 20%. So overall, They'll be built 15% faster while costing 20% less total. In trade, we're going to have to go ahead and take increased robot upkeep with high maintenance. That's plus 10%, 0.1 energy per robot. It'll add up over time, but I'm looking forward to it adding up because that means we have a lot of robots. All right. Okay, so when you've set a template, you can go into your species, apply the template, select which guys you want to apply it to. It'll give you the number of pops that you have selected as well as the research cost. For biologicals, it's society. For mechanicals, it's engineering. This will take
Situation
probably,
log
yeah,
updated.
about a year, but it will set the default robot to good robots rather than basic robots, and they will start getting built a whole heck of a lot faster. I go in here and I manually set these because I worry that if I leave it on there while the other one, the basic one, still exists, that they'll select it randomly. I think it's smarter than that, but I'm really not willing to chance it. But you can see immediately 2.0 monthly pop assembly, and you go to robot 2.0 and you've got 2.3. It's not insignificant. The time to build robot 1.0 was 55 months. Robot 2.0 is going to take 48. So we're saving 7 months per robot per planet. It's fantastic. All right. Oop. Set that to research. Set this. It's probably a good idea at this point to start looking into bigger ships, but housing could be a problem. We got 4. They don't have any. Let's get destroyers out. Let's get this out. It's almost free. All right, get them building a robot assembly plant. They've got a gene clinic up, so now we want to build a city so we can get another building slot for another robot facility. We got clearable blockers on our home planet. Now, a lot of these are going to be these ruined arcologies, which give us science when we unload them. However, our mineral income is a little bit behind for spending that. That's okay. We've got a stockpile of money. We want the minerals. We'll get the minerals. Let's just go ahead and clear them out while we're here. These cost 300 energy a pop. We probably don't have time to actually get rid of all of this stuff. I moved that because it wasn't one of the arcologies, which is what we want to do first. So we're going to go ahead and build a district as well. Now, that district will go to the end of the list, but if we go down here and we shift while pressing the up button, it goes to the top, and now it's their first priority. So when this pop gets born or this pop gets built, they'll have something to do.
System scan complete. System charted.
Oh, good. He's going the right way. I'm going to build a starbase here. And like I said, our goal is to get here.
New technology discovered.
More research from researchers, always good.
Construction online.
Housing is becoming a problem, but that's okay. We'll build another city district there. They're building a city district and they'll be fine. They need a job. Well, this is a good agricultural world. We are starting to develop some pops, so let's get some food
System
going.
scan complete. Anomaly detected.
Oof, 900 days. No, thank you.
Research vessel engaged.
Okay.
Alert. Spaceborne life form encountered.
Yeah, there goes the science ship. He has been eaten by a Leviathan. We don't get to see this Leviathan, but a Leviathan is a giant creature that you really can't deal with until the mid or end game. Some of them possibly the middle game, but I don't think so. They're pretty vicious. They'll toss aside whole fleets like pretty much nothing.
System charted.
Alright, so that means we lost a science ship and a scientist. Let's build another science ship.
Comms initiated.
Space amoeba,
Anomaly detected.
yet another nuisance in
Construction
space.
online. System
Not a big
surveyed.
deal.
New technology discovered.
Alright, our robots are upgraded. Now this is interesting. There's a few of them here that we actually want. Space torpedoes is amazing. It allows us to unlock frigates. Frigates carry torpedoes. Torpedoes hit really, really hard against really big things like battleships and star bases. So it can be a good way to crack star bases early on, torpedoes. Coil guns too wouldn't be bad just to give us some more weapons. Starhold would allow us to expand our star bases and get more stuff built on them. And that's exceedingly tempting. But we're not in an emergency. Nobody's coming after us. In fact, we don't even have any real neighbors yet except for the Mongols. So what I'm going to do, for better or worse, is play the long game and double down on research. And you want to guess what I'm going to do now? I typically go for research above everything else just because it snowballs throughout the game. Population acts as a base number, technology acts as a multiplier, and that's how you become
Comms
powerful.
initiated.
In short. Discerning Order of the Shroud. So there's a lot of these new NPC factions, and some of them were around in the old days. I don't remember most of them. Generally speaking, you can get some sort of random buff from them, or you can hire a leader. They're a lot like the Space Mongols. These guys are psionics. Sure. Would you send us a teacher from your order? And that's a big no. Ah, so this would lead us down the psychic path. Normally, I'd be happy to go down that path, but today I have something different in mind for our peoples. I don't think we want to unlock the powers of our minds. I think that we have a different destiny. Yeah. And a couple of these
Anomaly
guys who are
detected.
pretty upset with us.
Blocker removed.
Why are they upset? Alright, so they want us to destroy a Leviathan, but, you know, that's because they're the fascists. They just want to kill everything that isn't us. Science Without Borders. They want us to sign research agreements. That's going to be hard without neighbors, guys. They want us to rival an enemy. That's also going to be difficult. We can get our fleet usage up, though. Has our fleet maximum increased yet? No. Our command limit's still 20, so the maximum our fleet can be is size 20. We're just going to create a new one, put 10 ships in it, and reinforce. When that starts to get built, we'll assign a leader to it, And that'll take care of our low usage. Oh yeah, they don't like us using robots. Boy, are they in for a bad day. Psionic purists. Oh boy. Um, yeah, manage faction. I don't really like to use these buttons too much because, at least at this level of the game, my experience can mostly ignore these guys, but suppress. Yeah, they'll hate us more, but spiritual ethics attraction will go way down and will keep people from joining these people who really don't fit in our society, sadly.
System scan complete.
Survey speed plus 35%. Also a higher chance for our science ships to disengage, so if we run into any more Leviathans. But what are the chances of that? Alright, we need to wait for our Harmony to recover. We needed an Admiral, so let's just welcome this random one aboard. And hello, buddy. You are a mercenary warrior, plus 10% evasion. That's good. Plus 10% fire rate. Yep, you'll do. Excellent. This planet has 10 pops. We can get our robot assembly plant up here next month. There we go. All right.
Construction online.
Okay,
System
so we
surveyed.
are making good progress towards our the points we really wanted to get to, though. If we've got to get these two, but we've got them both explored. We've got ships in the region, so that will be easy. We've got plenty of influence, plenty of alloys. Then we'll send him back this way and cap off these three systems probably, and split them off from the northern sector of the galaxy. Once we grab this, we'll have an actual stable border of sorts. I still haven't upgraded anything to an actual starbase outside of my home system. That's probably a mistake, but at the moment I'm not sure where I want them. And our starbase capacity is pretty low, and finding these choke points, having 4 of them is not optimal, but if we're going to have 4 of them, that makes it pretty sparse on how we want to spend on these. Science ship is asleep. Oh, traumatized. Excellent. This is a thing that can happen to your archaeologists every once in a while. They have a really bad experience while searching through the remains of dead aliens. Who knew? And they just get worse at everything. But don't automatically dismiss them. Archaeology speed minus 30%, but his skill is still going to make that a little bit faster because he's a plus 4 on the roll, and plus 25% from his ability here. It's kind of a break even. It makes him not as great, but again, he's level 4 already, so that's going to make him faster than a fresh one without the problems. Let's get him exploring here and here. Eventually we'll get him up here as well. Oh, we got 2 primitive civilizations.
Blocker removed.
Interesting. Who are you guys? A Gaia world. Oh. Oh. Well, well, well. I may have terrible news for this Stone Age civilization. Someone wants their planet. And I think someone's going to get it. Alright. Yep. And we're going to invade that place. Sorry, aliens. Not really. Yeah, this place, however, can stay right where it is. Primitive world, they're Stone Age, I think. Bronze Age. Much better. Alright, you take this. That is a goal met. You take this before whoever this is does anything. That will be a goal met. All right, so this is the fun part about living right next to space Mongols. They start demanding things. And since they have 25,000 fleet power, and I have less than 2,000 fleet power, they win. But the tribute they demand, as you can see, is pretty trivial. 250 of whatever. So let's give them 250 food out of our 4.3 thousand stockpiled, and they'll go away for a while. Eventually, and with much happiness,
System
we
scan
will smash them
complete.
into the ground. But not today.
Construction online.
All right. This feels good. Okay. With this and this, we're going to set this guy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. 260 power is a important number because it is roughly the same number. It is roughly the number that you're going to get out of a star base, somewhere in the high two or ones, the low twos in the early game. So that means we have neighbors, and they have already, it appears, created something here. So that is going to be a problem. We need this system, and we need it now. All right. Let's get our guy moving out there and see if he can build a station before they grab it.
System
Otherwise,
charted.
things get more complicated. Let's just hope they don't get more complicated. Space is getting pretty busy up here in the north. I'm getting pretty nervous. We might have to back off to here, and I really don't want to do that. Getting within 2 jumps of or 3 jumps of our home world on top of one of our few existing worlds, unacceptable. We got to defend this strong point one way or another. So let's get our fleets out there and wave our
Construction
genitalia about.
online.
Also, another genius, wonderful. You get out there and start surveying the universe.
Blocker removed.
Huh. Well, what do we got in system? It's a starbase. Interesting. Uth Abulan.
System surveyed. Blocker removed.
All right, buddy. And this is why we could not build a starbase here, because somebody was already doing it. All right. So, are they doing it here too? Have to imagine. Yep, there it is. We're gonna grab this, this, and this. Well, looks like we could be headed for our first war, folks. Find out next time.